Now, they've gotten it to the 4 on this opening drive, but now they face a 3rd and goal. Now Darquan. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Orleans Darquan, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Texans take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive.
Let's go. Touchdown.
Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point.
That's what I'm talking about.
Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. Webb is free. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Smith and the Redskins will come up now 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down here at about the 23-yard line. Jadeveon Clowney there on the stop.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
No surprise there, Jadeveon Clowney with a tackle for loss. We all know how he became one of the most famous players in football, though, don't we remember?
Oh, that one play.
Yeah, that one big-time play. It was on highlights everywhere. They want to see more of that here in the NFL.
Now Smith, he's going to air one out. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 46.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. It's a quick turnaround for them after the turnover, but the way they moved it on their last drive, they're probably eager to get right back at it.
And you know me and you know my tendencies in this situation. What do I want right now?
Be aggressive.
Be aggressive. Take your shot right here.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Off of play action, it's Watson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Fuller. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. And a nice gain of 21 yards. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well. But when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Here's Watson now on 2nd down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by the all-pro corner, Josh Norman. He's at the 50, 30, past the 20. And he will bring this one back. It's a pick six for a Redskins touchdown. I don't know who all is to blame there, but I love seeing pick sixes.
Nothing like seeing someone pluck it out of the air and go the other way and see people try to change directions. Hard to do.
Extra point good by Hopkins. And we are tied at 7. So we're right back where we started. All even as the kick's away. Now it's Ellington to return. And he gets it to the 30-yard line, but the football's not going to stay there. There's a penalty marker down. So that will push him back.
And now we know why I have a little extra space to run, don't we? An illegal block in the back, that penalty will move them back.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Richmond.
On 1st down, Watson drops it to Blue, complete. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. It'll be a gain of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's Texans football as we get going in quarter number 2. They've got it 2nd and 6 to start things out.
Come back. Down. Black 22. Black 22.
Now a play fake, and it's Watson. Going deep for Hopkins. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Houston. DeAndre Hopkins, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Texans are in for 6. On for the PAT, Kaimi Fairbairn. Oh, how about this? No good. Just his 2nd miss of the year, and our score will stay right where it is. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. This one taken from the 7. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already attention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. Is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's 2 different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
Smith. And his throw is incomplete. He was looking to get that one to Chris Thompson. And it's third down.
Certainly looked like maybe his third or his fourth read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. A shotgun snap for Smith. And it's incomplete. Both players had a shot at that one. Neither can get it, and it brings up fourth down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. This is taken at the 15. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Excellent work on the run back there, 33 yards. And the Texans with great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 48. Here's Darkwan. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are. Figure out the things that they really want to accomplish and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
After the run, Watson going to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Fuller. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That goes for a gain of 31.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
On 2nd down, here's Watson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Fuller. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
Always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down at a yard. The kick by Fair. And now it's a 2-score game at 9, 16-7. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points. Able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Now Thompson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
Right back to him on first down. And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Geis with the carry on 2nd down. And he gets it down to the 32. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
Nice move there by Darius Geis, and he got on my radar in 2016 when he was filling in a lot for Leonard Fournette because he had ankle issues at LSU. And the first time I saw him play, over 200 yards on the ground, a lot of long runs, but he also broke a lot of tackles as well. That's why people had him on their radar for this draft and think that he can be a featured runner, and Washington's counting on it.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Smith. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Macklin. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target, not just the first catch, first target. Here's Smith now on 2nd down. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up 1st and goal. Redskins with their first trip to the red zone thus far. They've got it 1st and goal at the 7. On the ground, it's Thompson. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
To throw on 2nd down is Smith. Looking for his tight end read, and it's intercepted. Zach Cunningham with a pick, and he'll go down inside the 15 at his own 13-yard line.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
Now it's Watson. Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Matt Ioannidis able to get in there and take him down for a loss of 3. So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. On the run, Darkwan. And a short gain here across the 10 to the 12. Give him 2 yards that time, and it's going to leave him with a 3rd and 11 situation.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And here come the Redskins now. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors. But overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Orange.
Now it's Smith off the bootleg. On the move to his left. And some room to roam now. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. Even after more than a decade in the league, Smith still one to account for with his legs as he picks up a first. They'll run with Thompson. They find some open field here. A huge play there for Washington. 54 yards on the ground. So he nearly took it the distance, gets him down inside the 10 for a 1st and goal.
I'd love to be in his head right now because is he rewarding himself for a great run or is he kicking himself because he didn't get all the way to the goal line?
Geis, they'll try to run it. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Darius Geis, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Redskins have made this a 1-score game. A little surprising they wouldn't go for 2, but this is up and good. And the lead is down to 2. So the lead shaved to 2 now as the kickoff is away. Now it's Ellington to return. And he takes it all the way across the 40 before going out of bounds.
Any return that gets you to midfield is a great return. 1 first down, and you're almost in field goal position.
So here's the Texans offense now. They get set to start this 3rd quarter. Watson will bring up the Texans here 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Now a first carry for Deontay Foreman, who was lost to the Achilles injury last year. And they get him down right near the midfield stripe. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. They'll run with Darkwan. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. From the 50, it's Watson. He finds his target, Fuller. And he's brought down, but not before picking up the first with a very effective stiff arm. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a 1st down.
But give the defensive guys a little bit of credit. They didn't let the deep ball beat them on that play, did they?
No, the drag, that guy can be your safety valve. We saw it right there.
Yeah, and it picked up a 1st down for them, too.
Three down. Black 22! Black 22!
Now they'll run it on the toss. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Tiger! Reset!
They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. He's letting this one go for Fuller. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
I know you felt like saying touchdown there, didn't you, partner? That looked like a sure 6 points, but the contact jarred it free.
Got his hands on it. Could not hold on through the end of the play. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this third and long play as we'll get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. The Texans on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 15. To throw is Watson. Going deep for Hopkins. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Now this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. So out now come the Redskins. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. And I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. Do they want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now?
They run it here with Thompson. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Well, that play was doomed right from the start.
They just about ran into every defender on that one, didn't he? It felt like everyone got a piece of that tackle.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Liz. Kill.
On 2nd down, here's Smith. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. Well, you got a young quarterback. Maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that, because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
Mike, 55.
Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. And he drops this off to Thompson, complete. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. 6 yards on the pickup, and that's going to make it 4th down. Here's Tressway now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. That's taken on the 25. Fighting his way through contact. 34 yards on the return. But for a moment, looked like he had a shot to go all the way. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Check. Mike's 5'4", Mike's 5'4", Mike's 5'4". Black 99, feel it! Check.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he stopped immediately there. Ryan Kerrigan in on the tackle.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Watson on 3rd down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by the all-pro corner, Josh Norman. And some room to maneuver. 20, 10, and he will bring this one back. It's a pick-6 for a Redskins touchdown. Charles, I'm looking at you, and understandably, your mouth is wide open in disbelief. What were they thinking?
That's going to be one of the great mysteries, but I do know this. When they went out on offense, I will guarantee they told them, don't just make anticipatory throws. Make sure you see it before you throw it. Didn't happen here.
Trying to protect that lead, and now they gave it up. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. Now it's Ellington to return. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And last time, decent field position through the pick six. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position and not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
Granted, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion.
Black 99, feel it.
On 2nd and 10, Watson. Fuller brings it in over the middle. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Back now at FedEx Field. It's Texans football, but they trail here as we get started in the fourth quarter. Watson now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Now they try the right side here. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Come back, come back.
Now this time he'll look to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Fuller. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got room. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
Well, so much for him being bottled up throughout the day. Finally finds a way to break through and get a really nice gain. The defense had felt great about what they had going. Now they've got to turn their attention to getting it back in that direction. Can they bottle him up again? Because I'd say after that run, confidence is pretty high for him.
Watson hands this to Foreman. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's real easy to say this running game needs to be better, but the reality is they've been given little time to actually find a place to run the football. It's almost like the defense is there on the handoff.
To throw on 2nd down, Watson. And a quick throw here, that's complete. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
The Texans on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6.
3 down. Hey!
And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Nice job there defensively on 3rd down. Not only did they string the play out, but they didn't allow any room for a cutback. Really well organized on the defensive side.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the left hash, a chip shot here. Fairbairn able to put this one through. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So with that field goal, this one's now back within a field goal. Maybe not the ultimate result they wanted, but gets them that much closer.
This game is unfolding like a really good book, isn't it? Because I feel like there's a few more plot twists yet to be revealed before this one is over.
And his guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line. The Redskins offense now, they head back onto the field. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
Trailing in the fourth, this close of a game, that's a penalty you just can't afford.
It's an absolute killer, and it's one that drives coaches and teammates insane.
So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. Following the penalty, it's Geis. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here, and what do you trust more on your team?
Now, they may have just pushed him back into that throwing situation. We'll see. He finds his target. It's Crowder. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It'll be a Redskin 1st down as Smith hits Crowder. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. And they'll go ground game here with the tailback. He'll get 3 up to midfield. And now the Texans want to call another timeout. That's going to be their 2nd. They'll be left with 1 more plus the 2-minute warning. And we'll be back. Again, a run with Thompson. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. J.J. Watt, the one that gets him down. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession. So they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
From the gun on 3rd down, Smith. Flush to his right. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. And now just 3 seconds before the 2-minute warning, they're going to call a timeout here defensively. Well, there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the 4th quarter, picking up the 1st.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time. And that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7.
Hey, let's roll.
And they'll go on the ground, down right around the 25. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it's going to make it 3rd down at 6. And now the question everyone's wondering, look at the clock, late 4th quarter, do they put the ball in the air here on 3rd?
I don't. I run the football, and I tell my offensive line, no leakage up front. I don't want my running back hit as I hand the ball off to him. I don't want any type of an issue. But if I am going to throw it, quick throw, out to the perimeter, maybe one of my best receivers running a quick slant or something like that.
Come on, boy.
Smith. Buying time to his left. And this is going to be incomplete.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. Right hash mark, a 42-yard attempt. And he missed it. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
I tell you, it's not easy kicking field goals in the best of conditions. You add in a downpour like we're in right now, it makes it that much harder. And sure enough, they can't convert here.
Now a handoff looking right. The broken tackle couldn't create a ton of space. He'll be taken down just beyond the 35-yard line. Tackle made there by Zach Brown.
No timeout. You got to go quick here.
He'll look to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Griffin. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
Well, how about keeping your head about you in this situation? No more timeouts. Finds a way to get out of bounds. Now they can breathe a little bit as they contemplate what to do on the next down.
Come back, come back. Richmond. Come back, come back. Got you.
Back to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Fuller. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A good pick up there of 20 yards. Trying to hurry to the line on the very outskirts of field goal range. And now the spike comes with 28 seconds left on the clock.
Check 37. Right there. 54. Right there. 54 Reset.
They'll run it now out of the gun. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave them with 3rd and still 7 yards to go. Now they've got to signal that field goal unit, and they have to sprint out there in a hurry.
And this is always difficult on the snapper because his heart rate is way up there, and he's got to calm himself enough to make an accurate snap.
Well, Charles, they were close in the end, but they couldn't get that last play, that last little miracle play done. They were within striking distance, but couldn't find a way to score.
They definitely had hope. They definitely had opportunity, just unable to cash in at the end. Not an easy play by any stretch, but they definitely had a chance.
So for Washington, it's a rare victory for them as they get that record back to 3-7. And now they'll get the short week as they get set to play at Dallas on Thanksgiving. Meanwhile, for Houston, it's loss number 5 for them on the year. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Tennessee Titans. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.